An idea as a seed is where we started. A simple idea.
I invite you all to join me to plant a tree for the Jubilee. In other words, a tree-belee.
To create a canopy in honour and celebration of our Queen Elizabeth. To bring us together across all 4 nations, a collective of people of all generations, acting together with one common goal. From every corner of this great isle and from all walks of life, united. From one individual to a partnership of many, like trees in a forest, together we grow. When this season's planting drew to an end, it was time to reflect, conserve, and protect. Our ancient woodlands stand steadfast and tall. It's through this great past that we build a future for all.
Let us ensure that in her name we can now protect and strengthen this wonderful living canopy for the next 70 years and hopefully way beyond.
A weekend of joy to celebrate our Queen. We stood shoulder to shoulder with love and with laughter. We lit up the night and the movement thereafter. As the season changed, celebration became commemoration. To continue the movement, still in her name, we came together once more and planted again. In urban spaces, and those already green, to commemorate, celebrate, and honour our Queen. We created a canopy to keep her memory alive, and future generations will help it to thrive. While this project is ended, a movement has begun, an idea as a seed, its legacy lives on.
When people think of coronations, they think of crowns, but the regalia includes other important objects which are used in the ceremony. The sovereign sceptre with cross is one of two sceptres. It was made for the coronation of Charles II in 1661 and has been used at every coronation since. It is associated with good governance. The sceptre includes the magnificent Cullinan 1 diamond, the largest colourless cut diamond in the world. In 1911, the Crown jeweller Garrard mounted the diamond in the sovereign sceptre. The sovereign's orb is a representation of the monarch's power. It symbolises the Christian world with its cross set on a globe. During the coronation service, the orb is placed in the right hand of the monarch. It is then placed on the high altar before the moment of crowning. The gold orb weighs just over 1 kilogram and is mounted with emeralds, rubies and sapphires, surrounded by diamonds and pearls. The cross at the top is mounted on a large amethyst. At the end of the coronation ceremony, the sovereign sceptre with cross
State coach is the most important coach
But my
in the
mum
Royal
inevitably,
Buckingham Palace,
you know, was
and it's
so
used for the
busy
most special royal occasions,
having to do
including
all the
coronations and
tours
historically
abroad.
state openings of Parliament. We're often asked if the
I
Gold
remember
State coach is really
when
made
I
of
was
solid
quite
gold.
young,
Sadly
trying to
not.
talk on
Gold
the
is quite
telephone.
soft and really heavy. It just wouldn't
When
work
she
on a
was
carriage. So the Gold State
away.
coach is actually gilded wood. When George III came to the throne, we think that he inherited the state coach
Then
which belonged to Queen
I think
Anne
also
for 60 years.
spending a lot
It
of
would have
time
been
in my
out of
garden.
date, and we had this wonderful
Roll on.
opportunity to commission a brand new coach. Sadly, it wasn't quite ready for his
Marvellous
coronation,
garden
but it was first used for an early
Child
state opening of Parliament.
in the garden
Long.
there, the kitchen gardens.
The Gold State coach had several designs. The winning design is one
I
by
learned so
William
much from
Chambers,
it,
of which a
of
lovely sketch
immense
is
value
sustainable
in my
collection.
life.
At the front, gilded tritons herald the arrival of the monarch by blowing on conch shells.
When my
All around
mama
the
succeeded
coach
and became
are
queen when my
painted panels
grandfather
on a
died so
similar level
young,
to people's eye line.
I ended
One
up
of the panels shows the gods
becoming heir to
Mars
the
and
throne at age
Minerva.
4.
But they're not fighting. Mars is usually the god of war. Instead, they're holding aloft the imperial state crown, this symbol
It must have
of
been a
British
terrible
monarchy,
shock
showing
in
that
many
the
ways. You
new
can imagine
monarch
at that age when presumably she hoped that she had a chance to do other things. Her family.
I can just remember the actual coronation.
I remember my mum coming up when we were being bathed as children, wearing the crown.
And therefore the Royal Mews staff placed a
It's
hot water
incredibly
bottle
heavy.
under the Gold State coach seat.
That's why
to try to
my mum had to
warm
practice so
Queen and
much
Prince
wearing
Philip,
it.
who was travelling with her. At the Platinum Jubilee in 2022, it again featured in the celebrations. In the huge pageant which took place near
Particularly, I've
Buckingham
never forgotten my
Palace,
grandmother.
the Gold
No,
State
she
coach
used to
is
say
probably
things
the
like-
most important carriage still working. in the
Items
world
from the
today.
crown
And I'm very
jewels
pleased that
are
we can
used
share
at
it with
significant
visitors
moments in
here at the Royal
coronations,
Mews.
part of a historic tradition stretching back to ancient history. The imperial state crown is probably the most recognisable of the crown jewels. It is worn by the monarch to leave Westminster Abbey after the coronation ceremony. It is also worn at the state openings of Parliament. The imperial state crown was made for the coronation of King George VI in 1937, replacing a crown made for Queen Victoria. The crown is set with 2,000 868 diamonds. Many of the jewels in the imperial state crown have a rich history. The large red stone is known as the Black Prince's ruby. It is in fact a spinel. Legend has it that it belonged to Edward the Black Prince, the son of Edward III, and later to Henry V. If you look closely, you'll see that it has been drilled and may have been worn as a pendant in the past. The crown features the Cullinan II diamond, the second largest